Okay, so this is the TCL replacement. I talked about how it is so easy to get on the other side and pull on the other side. So I got it apart and everything. And something you should really know, if you happen to get the front off, right, and not the back, or if you get both of them off at the same time, this is now junk. So you can't use it, and let me explain why. See this lining right here? It's hard to see with the camera. You can really see it there. That lining is actually a rubbery coat, and apparently if you remove it from the back and don't have that, so you have that attached, apparently the liner stays within the center part of it, because you're prying on the thing for the center for the screen. So so basically then you can put the screen back together. But the other videos don't tell you that, don't tell you how easy it is to be on the other side, because of the display. They're so close together. It is very, very easy to pry on this side and not even realize it until you got it open. They're like, oh, I got the screen size, not the back side. So I just want to emphasize that the back side is over here, and it goes in a circular motion. So it'll go from here all the way around. But the other side goes from there all the way around. So some phones, it's easier to, like, you pry on one side and it opens on the back. And this one doesn't do that. So I just wanted somebody to be aware of that, so they don't end up in the same mistake that I did, because this, I would have to go buy another body, and they don't sell the bodies for the phones. So basically I spent $30 on the screen. Thankfully I can return the screen and get my money back for that. But so let's say I spent the $30 and I couldn't get that back. This is only $100, $130, $140, because it's 2 years old now. So so then this would be if you can find one, the skin or the body, whatever you want to call it, the placement, might be another $20. So then you're at $50. And let's say you broke the back part, which I actually did for my camera, which I actually didn't buy it yet because I wanted to make sure that I got it off first. So this is the back part that sits in the back. See how it's shattered? You have to order a whole new casing for that, and that could be $15 to $30. I found one online that was $30, and I was waiting to because this one sticks out over the edge, so it's easy to get shattered. So I'm really surprised they don't sell real replacement parts for that, because that covers up the cameras. But if you shatter that, then that's done too, so that's $30. The body could be $30, and the screen is $30 to replace. So basically just easy off getting a new phone, because it's the value of the whole phone. But yeah, so I just wanted someone else to be aware of the possibility. And once you get everything off and everything, I saw it on the side, see how it connects here, that's where the screen comes out through the back, and then everything like that. So it just feeds in through here, right into there, and right into the motherboard. And then the camera sits on top of that. Same with this. I actually had it. I didn't damage anything else except for that lining, and the phone won't go back together because of the lining. So it's kind of, shit out of luck kind of deal. I have everything else. I saw the person on the video actually remove this, and I was like, why are they doing that? It didn't make sense to me, because this is part of the body, and apparently they were putting it in another body, where they had all these blue things on the side and they were taping up inside, so it didn't make sense to me. But there's not a lot of videos on this TCL Lite. So, like I said, they removed the screws. They pry on this on the side because it's held on by glue. So once you get that up, it's a little tool that I showed you before. You just pry a little bit and be gentle, be careful, because anything breaks, then it's done as it is, and you just spend all that time. What I also had come out, but I could actually fix it, is there's a lining that's right here that connects to the top. This is basically your mic and your speaker to the bottom of the phone. Well, there's a lining right here, right? And if you pry over here on the side, because that's where the groove is, where you can easily reach it, because the other guys were prying right here and I couldn't get to that because it's so tucked in away. So the easy access point is right here. So if you pry on here and you get it to, I actually finally got it, but I got the lining right here to one of the clip things to come off. But you could put it back in the clip, thankfully. Let me show you. Where did I put it? Okay, it's right here. So this is the motherboard, right? And these are the clips. So the motherboard sits at the top, next to that speaker right there. This is actually the back side. See where the cameras are and everything like that. And see how this one right here, it's hard to see with a tiny little thing, but so there's two right here, one right there and one right there. Okay, so if you're prying over here and you pull this up, right, you can accidentally unclip this and it comes off, and that's what happened to me. I actually got lucky because I actually was able to put it back on, so no harm, no foul. But like I said, if you mess up that lining in the front, then the whole phone is junk anyway. So just want to emphasize that. Then when you're putting it back together, the tinier screws go up on the top and the bigger screws go on the bottom, and just goes right back together. So simple and easy, and then powers back on. If you did everything right. As far as these removing, you don't have to pull that off. I saw someone in the video pulling that off. You just have to detach this from the motherboard, which is right there. Be very gentle, and they just connect. They reconnect. But you have to pull this off in order to get this off. Because otherwise that just kind of gets in the way, and you definitely have to pull that off. But if somebody actually was really cautious and really, you know, against time and everything, they might be able just to pull this off, right? And pull that out. But I don't think with the other side, I don't know how it would affect with that liner. But that is a solution that could possibly work. But I don't know if that works because, like I said, mine was already detached. Because I was thinking it was on this side, not that side. Hopefully that helps someone else. Especially since it's a cheap phone. So I am going to be getting something else, and I will do an unboxing for that. As far as this one is concerned, maybe I'll keep the spare parts because that motherboard is still good. The camera is still good. It's 48 megapixels. I don't know what I'll do with it, but the screen is toast, so I just don't feel like buying another one and you know, putting junkyard parts on it, because that's what this is basically. But if another one got shattered, then, you know, then I could, you know, use the spare parts. But it's not an expensive phone, so I'm glad all in deal is that it's not an expensive phone. Because I would definitely then would have bought the body. But like I said, also kind of what didn't make sense to me as well, is you scratch this, right? You scratch the body, is what I said in the other video, because there's so much glue on this. So one, you scratch the body for one, and if you did it on the other side, because those have flatter sides, then you messed up the body anyways, and then you have to go buy a new body. So it's just like, it just doesn't make any sense. They definitely made it where the phone is not meant to open, and then you just go out and buy a new phone entirely. And then this is the battery itself. The battery is not hard to remove or anything like that. It just attaches right over here on the side. There's a good little connector up on the top. Right there. Simple and easy. It is a pretty big wand battery. It's 4,000. But this is, like I said, this is already this came out in 2021, and I bought it in 2021 for, I want to say it was a Black Friday sale. But that is that, and hopefully this helps somebody else to, if you want your phone, to make sure to not read into the same mistakes. This is the top part, and once you get that, then the other part will be sitting on right there. So that's the smaller part. The smaller part is just hooked in by glue, and then you got this on top of it, and so that's where the screws will be. Not for this one, because this is just a motherboard, and that's the wiring. But if you sever the motherboard, you mess up the motherboard, it's done. If you mess up this, it's done. If you mess up the big motherboard, it's done. If you pry on the other side, it's done. If you mess up the battery, you need a new battery, and it's just like so many parts that could go wrong. But that's it for this video.